Greetings of the day to our lovely Indo News viewers. This is Sanjana Timsana presenting you a very special episode on Kashmir Files. With me today, I have a very special person as well, and I would love to introduce them to you. I have Mr. DK Bakshi, who is also a global representative of GKPD. That stands for Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora. Welcome to Indo News, sir.
Sawadee, good morning, namaste.
Once again, I would like to welcome you to our very special episode on Kashmir Files.
Thank you very much, Kapan Makna Kap. I am myself feeling very happy that I am going to be sharing about Kashmir Files today. GKPD is a voluntary organization, civil society organization, which is spread around the world. As you know, Kashmiri Pandits have faced genocide of the world almost 32 years back. And we are spread as community from India to Asia Pacific, to America, to Canada, to Middle East, to Europe. You name any country, we are everywhere. Because we have to run away from our own roots of Kashmir Valley, leave everything there and save our lives. And so this global Kashmiri Pandit diaspora is a civil society, and I represent GKPD Thailand. Okay. That is what GKPD is.
Okay. How many diaspora community as such are there all around the world, and in which part are they situated in?
When you talk about USA, it is maybe at 30 cities. Okay. In Canada, it is around all East Coast and West Coast, both in US as well as Canada. Okay. In Europe, you will see people in England, in Germany, in Spain. You talk any country, they will be there.
Okay, so this is a very large community.
Very, because our community has been focusing on education, irrespective of all odds. That we lost our home, we lost our people have been killed. It's the biggest genocide of the world. But our focus did not go to the guns, it went to education. So our focus was education, so we spread our people, and today our kids, the next generation, is absolutely much more stronger. You will see Kashmiri Pandits contributing to the economy of any country they are in. Even in USA, our community is very, very strong. Even in Canada, even in England, even in Asia Pacific, anywhere. So focus has been education, not the guns. Okay. Irrespective of all odds we had 32 years back.
So what exactly is the objective of GKPD?
No, GKPD focus is to tell the world, to tell entire world what happened to our community. We are a peaceful community. There was a dialogue which was in 32 years back, Relive, Salive and Galive. You mix up, otherwise you run away from here. So when our women were raped, our houses were looted, our leaders were killed, many people in community were killed in Kashmiri Pandits. So we had to go to the nearest place, it was Jammu. From Jammu, then we spread into the entire country, and from entire country we spread into the entire world. The focus right now of GKPD is to tell the world what happened to our community, which was peaceful community. And this community got destroyed. And we want to integrate our community together with our culture, with our values, and make our community strong, and one day go back to Kashmir Valley. And this genocide should be approved, and we should go back to our own valley, our own hometown. We belong to that beautiful place of Kashmir Valley. And without Kashmiri Pandits, Kashmir Valley is not possible.
Could you shed some more lights into exactly what this Kashmir Files is all about?
Yeah, this is the first time last 32 years someone in the Bollywood dared to present the real movie of Kashmiri Pandits genocide. The man behind it is Vivek Agnihotri, the director, producer Pallavi Joshi ma'am, And they actually did a lot of research before actually getting into the movie. They visited various places in the country as well as in the global world. They met the real genocide victims. They heard their stories. And when they heard their stories, they really got aligned that this movie, this must come out as a movie and it must be shown to the world. It must be shown to all Indians. It must be shown to all the nationalities in the world. Because no one had ever done it the way they did it. So they created then this movie called Kashmir Files, which is a very powerful movie wherein the actual true story of Kashmiri Pandit genocide has been given. And we have Anupam Kher, we have Mithun Chakrabarti, acting in that movie along with Pallavi Joshi. And this movie today has been shown in USA in November and December. So Kashmir Files is very close to our heart. I literally cried 8 times when I watched this movie because this is our story. This is Bakshi family story. This is Kohl family story. This is Zulshi family story. This is the story of all those people who suffered. Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora has partnered with I Am Buddha, the Kashmir Files. 11th of March, 13th of March, across the country and in some of the global places, this movie is going to be officially released. So we are only a few days away when the world will see this movie. And once world see this movie, world will know what has happened to Kashmiri Pandit community. And then, specifically when you talk about Thailand, yes, we would do a private screening here on 9th of April, which is Saturday. So we are going to be organizing an event wherein we will show this movie not only to Indians, but other communities, Thai community, German community, American community, English community, African community, like what was done in USA in all those shows. So we will do this show here, 9th of April. The director himself, Vivek Agnihotri, Pallavi Joshi, the producer, will be there. Of course, you were asking me about Anupam Kher Saab as well as, Mithun Chakrabarti. Hopefully, they should also be coming to Bangkok for that release. Sure. And one day before, 9th of April, 8th of April, we will have a lecture of Vivek Agnihotri in one of the universities. And in the evening, we will have lecture again of Vivek Agnihotri with the Indian diaspora here in Bangkok. Okay. That is the plan, 8th and 9th of April. And we will be inviting different nationalities to watch this movie.
So can you shed more light as to why this is very, very important and essential for the entire world to know?
The world needs peace. What has happened to our community 32 years back, I wish no other community should suffer. So we want to tell the world, see what happened to us, be careful with the agenda which people have got to destroy the peace. We are peaceful people. And we did not, and we always talk about, we did not take guns. We went to education. So we want to live peacefully. We want to spread peace. We want to tell the world, irrespective of all odds our community faced, but let's unite, let's live together. Let's make this global world a beautiful place to live. And Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is basically trying to share this movie with the entire world that let's look at what has happened to us, but we are ready to be peaceful.
Do you think there is ever going to be a day where all of these diaspora communities can go back to their home in their safe haven and live together peacefully?
Absolutely. That day is not far. I would like to go back to Kashmir and live there, work there. And our objective of Global Kashmiri Pandit Diaspora is very clear, to one day go back to our own roots, the Kashmir, beautiful Kashmir Valley. It may take some time. We have I would not like to discuss about this. We have created a roadmap which has been shared with our government of India. How do we go back to the Kashmir Valley? And I'm sure in next few years to come, there's going to be a phenomenal, steps towards moving back to Kashmir by the community. And not only that, I am the founder of Global Kashmiri Pandit Business Foundation. I am trying to attract people around the world, not only Kashmiri Pandits, other communities, to come and invest in J&K in days to come. So business, when we grow business in J&K, Kashmir Valley, and we have peaceful living facilities with our conditions, what we have talked about in roadmap, it's going to be great for our future. We will do business, we will live there, we want to go back to our roots. Yeah, world is today facing one of the most difficult situations, which is called jihad. And you know how people are being put into one of the, very tough situation of Islamophobia. That is dangerous for the world. World needs to stand. World needs to look and identify who are the people, who are the countries behind it, which are creating this unrest in the world, and isolate them. I am sure today it's not only the Kashmir genocide. That's what we want to tell the world. Look what has happened to us. It can happen to you. You are not safe. It can happen somewhere in Bengal, and it can happen somewhere in USA. It can happen somewhere in Durban, and it can happen somewhere in England, in Birmingham. Or it can happen somewhere, any part of the world. Be aware. Identify who are the people who are going to create unrest. Identify. Keep them away. Isolate them. Let the world communities come together. One world, one love, one peace, to keep them away from disaster. Otherwise, the stories of Kashmir Files, today it's Kashmir, tomorrow it can be any other place.
I'd like you to request you to remind our audience one more time about the very special screening that's going to take place here in Thailand for Kashmiri Files.
9th of April, Saturday, we will have a screening of the movie wherein our community, Indians, Thais, and all the other nationalities will be invited. And we'll watch this movie, Kashmir Files. As I said, we'll have the director and the producer, Mr. Vivek Agnihotri and Pallavi Joshi ma'am, to be with us. And we may have other stars as well, who are Anupam Kher, Mithunda. And no doubt 9th of April, Saturday. And we will shortly be coming out with the details. And on 8th of April, we will have a talk at one of the universities I'm finalizing by Vivek Agnihotri. He talks about Hinduism, he talks about Kashmir, he talks about various issues, how peaceful world should be. After the university talk, evening we will have Indian diaspora, which could be India Thai Chamber of Commerce, Indian Association of Thailand, Thai Sikh Association, Thai Sindhi Association, Indian Women Club, Indian Thai Business Association, all the associations probably coming together, have an Indian diaspora evening. Again, Vivek Agnihotri will be sharing his thoughts. That is the program as on now, and I'm sure we will, in the next couple of weeks, we should be able to give the complete program to the audience. Be ready to look for this Kashmir Files on 9th of April.